Hello, my people. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you are new. This is a new implementation of the channel called Chelsea's Church, where I will get on a pedestal, preach, talk, relate, send a different sort of channeled message. And this week's topic, I would like to talk about how the meek will inherit the earth by claiming their space. The world is ready to allow for the meek to say, this is mine and you are not welcome within it. So just, and not in a way that separates people either. So when I'm talking about this, and I'm 29, I'll be as I was when I'm 33, which made me sort of question, like, what right do I have to preach if I'm still learning, if I'm not pure, if I'm not totally ascended? And it's like, well, you're learning as you go, and there are people who benefit, who love you, who like hearing about the journey. So I'm sort of documenting my ascension. What started me wanting to talk about this was actually the relationship between my feminine form and the masculine embodiers of the world. Because in a place with warm sun, and I mean, this is winter, but I'm like hot right now. You know, this is winter in LA. Sometimes it's cloudy and rainy and it's barely 50 degrees, but that's like it. I've been in negative 50 degrees in Chicago, so like this ain't nothing. Partly why I moved down here when I got the van and I was slowly birthed into a better and better space. I was like, well, I gotta head down south because I don't want to be sleeping in the cold like that, you know what I mean? So but being topless, you know, and by the way, I figured out my gender. It ain't a man. It ain't a woman. I'm a sprite. I'm a fae. I'm non-binary, and I just happen to have tits and a vagina. Okay, so I'm a balance of both, and walking around topless, and being new versions of myself. Because there was a time. I would put up the defense. I would put up the front. And in that way, I would instigate fights when I would try to like zone in on someone. It was like they gave me that, and it's like I know what they're doing, and I knew why they were doing it, and I would just like try to pierce through. I would penetrate into their space the way that I did not want me or my space to be penetrated, right? In my younger 20s, which is the time to mess up, by the way. You know, when you're born in a human life, when you're born in an avatar that goes through certain stages, you know, Saturn's return has an effect, but your 20s are your youth, you're young, you time to mess up and learn, and, you know. So, still in my 20s, my late 20s, and really coming to the conclusion, the meek shall inherit the earth, most definitely. Because when we claim our space in a loving manner, and this is what I want to preach to y'all, you know, like turning the other cheek means not letting someone steal your peace. That does not mean let them do things to you. And we are at a point now where the masculinity is calming, the patriarchy is settling down enough to where we can, at least without threat of being murdered more of the time, it's still very much the case, but you know, as Gaia awakens, so do we, and I can see it and I can feel it and I'm living it. So walking around topless in Venice, getting the looks, being looked at, knowing when it's lusty, knowing when they're taking from me. And then when they go so far as to interject, or even worse than that, I'd almost rather a person take from me lustily, envision my body without my permission in a sexual, sensual way that I did not invite. I would rather that happen than get the looks of anger. Like the energy behind it being like, how dare you? And not just from men either, from women too. They're ruled by the divine contrast, actually. Everything is divine. Everything in existence is divine. Everything. So, how the meek can claim their space and the homework. If y'all believe in me, if y'all are still here, I know my subscribers dropped and my viewers really, really dropped when I came out as this incarnation. But if y'all are here, if y'all believe, if you're all experiencing life with me and are my kindred, are those who see me as the way, the light, use me as the way, the light, for your own benefit. I have some homework for y'all because I'm doing it too. I'm doing it too. I'm practicing what I'm preaching, and I'm saying, come with me, come with me. Instead of getting angry at people, instead of feeling violated, because even that in and of itself is giving your power over. Nobody can make you feel a certain way unless you choose to. So it doesn't matter our history. It doesn't matter our past. I'm writing my memoir, and it's like a final purge, and it's just like, this is it. This is it. This doesn't have an effect on me anymore, but it was my story, right? And I'm writing it not so much for myself, but for other people who might be able to relate, who might be able to learn from the story. Plus it's mine. It might become quite relevant at some point, and it'll just be like, well, here you go. Here's me. So anyway, claim your space. Own your power. I feel most empowered walking topless in Venice when I ignore everything. Things are just happening. People are just reacting. Positively, negatively, whatever. I'm in my own world. Problem is, well, there is no problem. It's just people expect you to interact with them. You don't have to interact with anyone. And therein lies the power of the meek claiming their space. When it comes to turning the other cheek, withdraw. Deny your presence. Deny your time and attention to any aggravation. Go deep within. That's not real. That's an illusion. Right? If there's a lack of love, it is not necessarily for you to fill it with love. I'm learning that with daily people. As an empath, people just, when you give an inch, they really take a mile. And most of them, it's inadvertent. They don't mean to. They just really like that inch and they need more, just like they try to get it from other outside sources of themselves, So, the meek shall inherit the earth because we have many more meek who are willing this time to experience traumatic events, to overcome them, and to teach others how to do so. Turn the other cheek. No response is a good response. If any of your responses is going to be a bark back. I've done my fair share of barking. I really have. But that's not how people learn. That's not what people want. The people who want the empathic time and attention, what they want is the love. Don't give too much of yourself. Keep your power for you. So, with that being said, it's like the meek shall inherit the earth, turn the other cheek, but claiming your space and being an educator. So, as long as you speak your truth, as long as you are calm and centered, nothing can harm you. Nothing can be in agitation. No conversation. Nothing. Dare I even say, okay, never mind. No, I heard, no, you dare not. Okay. Treat them with kindness, but treat yourself with respect. Yeah, that's I really like that. The angels really like that. Because if you don't respect yourself, when your shadow, or is it even a shadow? Not hardly. When your full understanding knows the extent of your energy while in this 3D form, it's okay to say no. It's okay to respect yourself and treat them as kindly as possible as you retreat. It's not you, it's me. Which is true, right? It might be a half-truth because they're taking more from you than they're giving, right? They're not absorbing your energy, they're just taking it. So it's like, it's not you, it's me. Because it's not anything to do with the outside form, it's every bit of how you respect your inside form. Which will then lead you to Vibe Tribe and people of equal respect. Because when you respect yourself that way, when you turn your cheek and go inward, it's not about the outside. It's about the inside. So the true pacifist, like getting beat, which by the way, I did, and I did not retaliate. A lot of the time I chose to break into the other side. I chose to channel certain energies and mirror those around me from time to time. Never the best choice, never a good outcome with that. So turning the other cheek, claiming your space by, once again, withdrawing. So like, we have laws in place now, right? You can't just go beating people up in the way you might have been able to do 2,000 years ago. But the meek, the sensitives, those who know better, who don't know that they can do better, implement themselves, love themselves. That's really what I think was meant by that prophecy. The meek shall inherit the earth. 144,000 came in a burst. We are here. There is safety in numbers. And I think it's actually been over like a little bit of a span of time, over the past couple generations. So some of the 144,000 are already dead and some of them aren't born yet. But it's this surge of, I mean, you can even look at, I'd say Bob Marley and JFK and people who really tried to do a lot of good, Martin Luther King, who silenced. I think they were really part of the team of Ascension. But, yeah, learning how to do it effectively, learning how to channel more love in your own self, right? Whenever moments like that happen, the psychology, yourself, you don't have to stay in this body. You know, women who get raped go elsewhere all the time. That's what we're talking about. Now, I'm not saying to put up with abuse. I'm not saying to let it happen. I'm not saying that it's your fault when it does happen at all. And by all means, if it's safer to let it happen in the moment and go elsewhere, by all means. But when you do that, there's that fine line. There's that fine line. And we can at least use our words if they're not going to listen to our energy. That's how the Meek became Meek. When the universal language was like, no, we don't speak that. We don't speak the silence. What? Can't hear you? I'm overriding. That's the toxic masculine patriarchy. What? La, can't hear you. Yes, you can. You just claim not to because you don't want to go inward and listen to yourself. Nobody is broken. We've just forgotten. And if more people just make the choice to go inward and to choose love and to see a person outside of themselves as themselves, well, how would you want to be treated if you were acting like that? Trying to be that. It's a good aspiration. I'm aspiring to. So, my darling star seeds, my sparks of life, thank you for being here. I hope that this little chat, this little preach mode, this little clarification of my take on that at this point and what you can do with it. I hope it works out in your favor. I hope that you got something you needed out of this. And yeah, take care. Rock on. I love you for loving yourself. You know where to find me. Outro. If you would like to support the channel, energy exchange donations are always welcome. We have Patreon monthly contributions in exchange for monthly services on the first of every month. We have healing Reiki sessions, and we have card readings available. Links and descriptions will be down below. And Facebook and Instagram, free daily card pulls for free spiritual guidance, for a glimpse into each day. And also this Thursday, there will be a live meditation / healing / reading event with myself and 2 others doing practices. Those are going to be happening on Thursday, and I forget which park. The set location is TBD, to be determined, but I will let y'all know just in case. I mean, shoot. But it should be a weekly event, so there's that. All right, y'all. That's it. I love you. Take care of yourself. See ya.